Hello and welcome back, my creatives. I am Elizabeth, and today I'm going to show you how to create these beautiful types of characters using my app. So go visit stan.store/Elizabeth Cordero. You will find this application. I am selling it in the Stan store for only $27. You can't beat that in using ChatGPT. So I'm going to show you how to get this done. And these are characters that you can use in your for your favors, for posters, for backdrops, for keepsakes. If you are an educator, you can actually allow your students to use this app as well to create themselves and create a character of themselves. So there's a numerous reasons why you would use this application, and I want you to check it out. And I'm going to show you how you can utilize it, how you can make two characters out of one. Seriously. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so we're gonna get started. Once you get to the Imagination Art app, you'll get a code. You'll insert your code and you'll get to this pink screen. Make sure you read the age appropriate content reminder, which means that you cannot add elements to child characters. Okay, so make sure you don't do that because ChatGPT will not do that. You can go to the quick start template, and we're going to do sporty style because we're going to be creating an image of the FIFA World Cup, which is this Sunday. And we have Argentina versus Spain. So those are the two last teams that are left in the FIFA World Cup, and they're going to be playing the championship on Sunday. So we're going to go ahead and pick the sporty style, but there's all these different styles that you can choose from. So the AI will go ahead and understand what type of character you want to create. All right, so let's go ahead and pick sporty style. And then when it comes to cartoon types, there are different types of cartoon types that you can choose from. And you, depending on the type of character you want to create, keep in mind you can pick any of these, and then if you don't like it, you can just go back and pick a different one and leave the options the same, and then your AI prompt will generate to whatever you chose. So in this case, we have the different types styles here. The exaggerated chibi style is a character with short little legs, so it looks like a little mini-me, right? So, but we're gonna choose a hand-drawn cartoon. I really like that style when it comes to like little cute characters. And on here, you pick the age group that you want to create. So in this case, we're going to say child. We're gonna say female. And then we're going to move on to the ethnicity. We're going to start with the Argentine player, which is a girl from Argentina. I don't know what she looks like. Maybe she's Hispanic because Argentina is in South America. So let's do Hispanic Latino. Skin tone, let's pick the light porcelain glow. If we don't like it, we can always change it again, but we can do that. Lighting, it's going to be outdoors, but there's all these different options you can choose from. This is where the fun part starts when it comes to like a hairstyle, the eye colors, and all of that. So we're just going to choose a high ponytail. There it is. Okay. And then the hair color, we're going to pick something fun. So some type of rainbow style. We'll pick a rainbow style, or yeah, that works. And then eye colors, we can do a hazel. Body type. With the body type, you can pick any of them. I'm going to do chubby because I don't want to do curvy, because if I do curvy, AI is not going to do it because curvy has like a sex appeal to it. So we don't want the character to look sexy at all. Is a child makeup. We'll do just the natural makeup because you cannot add makeup to a child either. Outfit. Now this is where we're going to get creative. So we want the outfit to be in the Argentina outfit, right? So let's type something that would help us generate an image with this little girl dressed with an Argentinian outfit. All right, that works. Okay, so just type in whatever description you want to do for your character, and then we'll add that in there as the outfit. And then as you can see, there's other prompts that you can add in here. So because she is wearing a soccer outfit, we want her to wear some cleats. So we'll soccer cleats, okay. And then holiday theme, expression, just happy. Accessories, you can get more fun and then pick any other accessories here if you want. You don't have to choose information on each section. It's up to you if you want to. Jewelry, we can't do like a nose ring or anything like that, but we can definitely put some earrings. So we can do like diamond studs. That I think that would work for this character. No tattoos, eye style, just a normal expressive eyes. No type of crown or halo effect is necessary in this case, but depends on the character that you are creating. Background, we are going to get creative again, because they are going to be in like the World Cup. We want some type of stadium, right? Soccer stadium. Pose, let's say, hands on a hip is fine. Camera angles, that's fine. All right, so let's go ahead and that's your prompt. You go click create, and then you go to step 2. And then step 2 will open up ChatGPT. Or we'll copy the prompt, and then once the prompt is generating, AI will come back with our graphic design. And here we go. We have the little girl that we had asked for. You can observe and see if there's any changes you need. The only thing I didn't notice right now is that everything is Argentina in the background. So it looks like, it's all Argentinian fans in the back. So now what we're going to do is we're going to start typing up what we want as another character that will be joining her. So in our case, we want to add a character that is going to be wearing now the Spain outfit. So we're going to describe what we want the other person to look like. And basically, I'm going to say, please make sure it's like the same height as her. Same skin color is fine. We're going to change the eyes a little bit. We're going to say blue eyes. And make sure to have the Spain soccer outfit. Okay. Once we go ahead and complete our prompt and our description of what we want our other character to be looking like, we would go ahead and submit this generation. And also, like, I want them to be holding hands. So we're going to make sure that we type that in the prompt as well. Make sure that the other boy character, it's a boy character, is holding the girl character's hand. So those are all like details that are very, very important when it comes to writing prompts with AI, because the more details you provide, the better your image will look. The less details you provide, the more messy your image can look. Now, keep in mind, AI is not super smart, like exactly super smart. So you want to make sure that you provide the best in descriptions so they can give you what you really need. So by us utilizing already the prompt for this little girl character, AI is going to understand, okay, so we have the description of the girl. Now we're going to add this description of the boy to recreate the whole image and complete our prompt, okay? Now, after sending our new prompt, we're going to wait for AI, and here we go. We get our character image, and we also added in the description to make sure to also add Spain fans in the background, because we only had Argentinian fans. So we wanted some Spain fans as well. And AI went ahead and added half of the court with flags of Spain, and perhaps from far away you could see that people were wearing the colors of Spain. And now you have very, very similar details, because I did use the word similar a lot. So they kind of have the same nose. So they kind of look like a little brother and sister, maybe. But they look very, very nice. So what we're going to do now, we're going to download this image, okay, because we're going to use this image for a t-shirt design. So we're going to open up Canva. Keep in mind, Canva, you do have the paid version and you do have the free version. Just if you don't have the paid version, there will be features that will not allow you, that Canva will not allow you to use. So for example, I use the background remover a lot. if you don't have the paid version, then you don't have that. But when it comes to templates, we're going to start with a social media Instagram 4:6 ratio, or is it 4:5? 4:5 ratio. I really like that size because it looks good on Instagram. It looks good even if you do like a TikTok video, and Facebook. It works well too. So that's one of my favorite sizes that I use, 4:5. I'm going to bring in the picture that I just created. Remember, we downloaded it, so now we're going to upload it onto Canva, and you click and drag, guys. Don't just click on the picture because it's going to make it a background. The reason I don't want the background right now is because I want to make this image higher quality, and the way to make it higher quality, you have to click on upscale. Okay, so you click on upscale, and then once you upscale, then Canva will give you a sharper image. Now, you might see here a little blur. I mean, you have to zoom in, guys. I mean, even though I did create this AI application for you guys to get high quality images, there might be times when the quality is not as great as you want it to be. And that's when you can bring it into Canva and upscale the quality of the image. Now, is it always necessary? No, you don't have to do it all the time. But you can, just to make sure that the quality is better. So once you click on upscale, the image is not going to upscale immediately. It does take a little while, so you might have to like click out and then click back in to kind of see. Now you can see the image is a little bit more sharper than it was before. All right, so we go ahead and make sure that our corners are rounded. And now what we want to do is want to add text. So we want to add the word Spain and the word Argentina somewhere here. So I really like using words that are like slanted or curved or diagonal in some way. Why, I don't know, I just do. So we're going to kind of play around to see what looks best. So right now we're going to use the word Spain. We're going to be adding some effects to this word as well. As you can see, it is, once you grab your text, it will look black, right? Because that's like the standard color, but then you can always change the color. You can add other types of effects to it. So you basically can play around with the design of the word until you find something that you really like. So we're going to speed it up a little bit here, okay? All right, so here we go. So we have designed the Spain and Argentina t-shirt. We looked at different options to see what was best, and we like this one. So now the last step we're going to do is we're going to create a social media ad so we can promote it, right? You want to promote your work in your social media. So we're going to go back to the social media templates, and we're going to go back and create a 4:5 Instagram post. So once you click that here, I mean, again, you can choose any of them, but we're going to choose this one. You can bring in your design, right? So first we're going to look for a t-shirt template. So we're going to type in t-shirts, and then we're going to look for a nice t-shirt background. So let's look at the different options that we have. I really like this yellow one. But we're going to look at other options to see if there's anything else perhaps that we might like. Keep in mind, Canva does have many, many, many templates that you can choose from. But I like the yellow one. So let's go back to that yellow one. So all you got to do is click one time and it'll pop up on that size, canvas size that you created. So this t-shirt right here already has a design, so we're going to remove that. We're going to actually remove that whole t-shirt because I don't think the design is, we cannot just remove the design. So let's look for a t-shirt, just a plain white t-shirt. We'll bring it in and then we're going to remove the background, right? Because we don't want that white box in the back. So we'll align it where we want. I mean, it's not the final alignment, but we're trying to figure out how to make it look good. So let's change some text here to something more interesting for our viewers, right? So what's your team? I think that would be a good one, good title for this ad. All right, and then because we already have the shirt there, as you can see, we're going to bring in the design. But first, let's kind of align that to make sure it looks good. Keep in mind, if you accidentally move something that you don't want to move, or you delete something you didn't want to delete, all you got to do is go to Control Z. Okay, so here we go. We remove the background. We're going to remove all of that. Control Z, right? So bring back. Now, if we can't remove other images or graphics, that means that you have to go to your layers option. So you grab your layers, and then from there you can delete whatever you want. So we're trying to delete everything else that's in there that is not necessary right now. If we do want to add anything later, you can. But at this time, we just want the t-shirt to show up big. We want to bring in the design that we already created with the text. Okay, here we go. All right, so that's once it's uploaded, you can bring it in. All right, so all we're doing right now is trying to find the best alignment for this design. Bringing in the picture of the graphic. Make sure you don't just drag it like that because it'll kind of, I don't know why this is happening, but we got to figure out how to put it on the shirt. Okay, so let's maybe we're putting it inside the box, maybe starting it with outside the box. That's when you're working with mock-ups, when you're working with templates, this can happen. That you bring in a picture and it's taken over the whole screen, or you bring in a picture and it's taken over the whole whatever it is that you're trying to create a mock-up for. So you just have to use Canva a little bit more so you can have more practice on how that image will align perfectly. So now we got to go back to layers and remove those boxes that were in the bottom that we don't want. Okay. All right, let's just make it a little bigger. Make sure that when you are creating mock-ups, you are creating them the same size that you're going to be selling it. Okay, so if you're going to only be printing these on an 8.5 by 11 sheet, right? You got to make sure that it kind of looks 8.5 by 11. If you have the opportunity to print an 11 by 14, hey, make it to look like if it's an 11/14 print. So for example, if you only have a little printer, you cannot print 11 by 14, please don't put a shirt with a design that looks 11 by 14, because then once the customer receives it, they're going to be like, wait a minute, it doesn't look like a picture. So just make sure that aligns close to what you currently have to design. So guys, we have finished this. So I hope you guys like this tutorial, and I will be seeing you guys soon. Thank you. Make sure you like and subscribe.